Long ago, in the land of China, a great emperor lived in a beautiful porcelain palace. So delicate and brittle that anyone who touched it had to be especially careful. The palace was surrounded by a magnificent flowering garden, so large that even the gardener could not see how it extended through the evergreen forest to the deep blue sea, and though the Chinese hills were beautiful imperial city. The emperor, like most emperors, was exceedingly rich of wisdom, but woefully poor of patience.
I am woefully poor of patience. Is it possible that there's a nightingale living in my very own kingdom, and I don't even know about it?
This book says that the nightingale lives in the forest near the deep blue sea. It is written here that she is perched upon a delicate branch of a piney evergreen. This poem proclaims that the nightingale possesses the most glorious singing voice.
So glorious that even the poor fisherman stops to listen to her beautiful music before casting his net.
Is there truly such a bird in my empire?
Yes, Your Majesty. So, that's what it says here.
Well, imagine that, hearing of it for the first time in a book.
One thing to know more, the emperor called a meeting of the imperial court.
Courtiers?
The courtiers were among the most important and influential citizens of China. They are often called upon to advise and assist His Imperial Majesty. Members included the Imperial Timekeeper, the Imperial Physician, the Imperial Music Master, and the Imperial Chief of Staff.
Courtiers, I have recently learned of a wonderful bird called a nightingale. The books say it is more impressive than anything in all of my kingdom.
More impressive than the gardens? More impressive than the jewels?
More impressive than the palace? Apparently so.
I have never heard the name before, Your Majesty.
Well, it is my desire that the nightingale be found.
Yes, Your Majesty.
And it is my desire that the nightingale be brought to me.
Naturally, Your Majesty.
Upon her arrival, the nightingale will be presented as the guest of honor at a spectacular court festival.
Of course, Your Majesty.
So, loyal courtiers, it is your assignment to locate this wondrous nightingale and escort her promptly to the palace. I can hardly wait to hear her glorious voice. Make haste!
We shall find her within the week.
No, before the setting of the sun on this very day. I intend to host the court festival tonight.
You're kidding.
The emperor, like most emperors, had a strong sense of honor, but a weak sense of humor.
I have a very weak sense of humor. Now go quickly. There's no time to waste. Have you seen a nightingale? Tiny little nightingale. Singing in the forest, birds up on a piney tree.
Nightingale?
Have you heard the nightingale? Tiny little nightingale. Singing in the forest, a lovely little melody.
I never seen, I never heard this absurd little bird.
If you see the nightingale, tell the little nightingale.
I'll tell the little nightingale.
Hurry to the palace, the emperor has called for thee.
Very well then.
Have you seen a nightingale? Tiny little nightingale. Singing in the forest, birds up on a piney tree.
Nightingale?
Have you heard the nightingale? Tiny little nightingale. Singing in the forest, a lovely little melody.
I never heard, I never seen, I don't know what you mean.
If you see the nightingale, tell the little nightingale.
I'll tell the little nightingale.
Hurry to the palace, the emperor has called for thee.
I'll tell the little nightingale.
Hurry to the palace, the emperor has called for thee.
I'm on it, courtier.
Have you seen the nightingale? Have you heard the nightingale?
Having searched upstairs and down, near and far, inside and out, the imperial courtiers returns to the emperor.
Well, what have you found?
Your Majesty, I am not sure that this nightingale truly exists. It must be a fable.
You cannot believe everything contained in books.
Sometimes the stories are made up by clever people. It's called fiction, Your Majesty. It's considered a form of art.
The books in which I have read these accounts were sent to me by great and mighty emperors. Therefore, they cannot contain a falsehood. Now, I want you to find this precious bird immediately, or I shall have you all.
Your Imperial Majesty, I have found a girl who knows of the bird.
You have? Who is this girl?
A poor little maiden from the palace kitchen.
Your Majesty. Little one, have you seen the nightingale?
Oh yes, I know her quite well. Oh yes, I know her quite well.
Tell us, young child.
Every evening I have permission to take the scraps from the table home to my poor sick mother. She lives by the seashore, As I journey back to the palace, I feel tired, so I pause in the forest to rest.
And the bird flies to your side.
Oh no, the nightingale sings from her perch on the branches of a tall pine tree. The music is so beautiful that it brings tears to my eyes, just as if my mother had kissed me.
The emperor, like most emperors, possessed a mighty arm, but knew when to use a gentle touch.
How grateful I will be if you can assist me in my pursuit.
How may I help?
Will you lead my courtiers to the tall pine where the nightingale sings?
It would be my honor, Your Majesty.
She's so pale of color.
The courtiers never imagined that the nightingale would be such a little, plain, simple thing.
Perhaps too many travelers have looked upon her already.
Yes, a bird so plain is certainly not worthy of appearing at the Emperor's festival.
But you haven't heard her sing. Remember, even the simplest room in the Emperor's garden smells just as sweet as the most splendid flower.
Well then, let's hear the splendid flowers sing, shall we?
Have patience, everyone. She's just a little bit shy. is surprising that we've never heard this before.
She'll be a great success at the palace.
Awed and satisfied by her performance, the group shared the Emperor's wishes with Nightingale.
Little Nightingale, the Emperor has heard of your beautiful voice and has sent us into the woods to find you.
We have a great pleasure of inviting you to the court festival this evening, where you will delight the Emperor with your charming song. How important you will be when the Emperor looks upon you with favorable eyes. Soon all of China will know the revered Nightingale, with a voice as lovely and as delicate as a butterfly's wings.
The Nightingale had always believed that her music sounded best in the green wood, but still she agreed to go.
Thank you all so very much. Now, back to the palace. Follow me.
Without delay, the little pigeon girl led the Nightingale and the proud courtiers on their journey from the shore of the deep blue sea, past the flowery garden lawn to the Emperor's porcelain palace. And when they arrived, the palace was glittering with the light of 10,000 gold lanterns. The Nightingale was given a special seat of honor atop a golden perch. They had a plain view of the esteemed guests and their noble emperor. All of China was glowing with pride and gratitude as they welcomed their newest treasure.
In China, we're glad for the things that we've had. And in China, our pride comes from deep down inside. So on this very special night, we light the golden lanterns bright, and all the palace bells will ring, for the Nightingale will sing. In China we shine with emotion divine. Every girl, every boy has a feeling of joy. So on this very special night, we light the golden lanterns bright, and all the palace bells will ring, for the Nightingale, the lovely little Nightingale will sing, will sing.
Welcome, Nightingale. Honor the little Nightingale, the finest in all the land. Just a little bird, still your voice we've heard is grand.
We honor the little Nightingale, the finest in all the land. Just a little bird, still your voice we've heard is grand.
And when the Emperor was ready, he graciously bowed his head to the Nightingale as a signal for her to begin. The Nightingale's song melted the hearts of all guests, and when the Emperor raised his royal head, his eyes were filled with tears of joy.
Nightingale, Nightingale.
I
Nightingale.
How can I ever repay you?
The emperor tried to reward the bird.
I am so moved by your lovely music that I wish to give you a special gift. Will you wear a golden slipper around your neck?
The nightingale graciously declined.
Or perhaps you'll accept my jeweled ring as a token of gratitude.
No, thank you, she replied.
How then shall I honor you for bringing such joy to my heart?
The nightingale explained that having seen tears in the eyes of the emperor, she could wish for nothing more.
All hail the wondrous Nightingale.
From that moment on, the nightingale was commanded to stay in the imperial palace. She was kept upon the golden throne at the left side of the emperor's throne, so that she would be nearest to his heart. The nightingale was given the liberty to walk twice per day and once per night, but only when escorted by the courtiers who wove silver ribbons tied to her legs. The whole city spoke of the wonderful bird, and when two people met, one would say Nightingale and the other Nightingale, and the court ladies poured water into her mouth and trilled hoping to sound like the nightingale. 11 brooches showed that were named after the bird, but not one of them could say no. Truly, the nightingale was a resounding success. One day, a great gift arrived for the emperor. This delivered to him met the little girl from the kitchen. She was promoted to the position of imperial package bringer, with the reward for finding the nightingale.
Excuse me, Your Majesty. Yes? What is it? I have another gift for you. This one is from the Emperor of Japan. He sent me another book. I certainly enjoyed the last one. On the package is written The Nightingale. It must be a book about our newly celebrated bird. Shall we take a look? Of course, Your Majesty. How curious. It's not a book at all. I've never seen anything like it. What do you suppose it is? It must be a clock. But it has no hands. Then maybe a vase? But it has no hole. Perhaps a statue? But it doesn't look like me at all.
The emperor, like most emperors, was more accustomed to asking questions than knowing answers. So he summoned his courtiers.
Courtiers? Courtiers, the imperial package bringer has delivered a parcel from the Emperor of Japan. This was inside. It's beautiful.
Look how the rubies and sapphires shine. See how the diamonds sparkle. It's a work of art, Your Majesty, modeled after our very own Nightingale.
Perhaps it sings like a nightingale too.
Of course. Why did Japan carry it back?
How beautiful.
How exquisite.
It does sing.
Let's hear it again. Perfect. As lovely as can be.
All were completely satisfied with the mechanical bird.
I have an idea. Now both nightingales must sing together. What a lovely duet they will be.
Terrible.
Ridiculous. That wasn't pleasant at all.
Well, it certainly was not the fault of the mechanical bird. Its notes are clear and in perfect rhythm.
In fact, the new Nightingale's music completely satisfied the music master's taste. But the real Nightingale sang in her own natural way, as free as when she lived in the tall pine. So the two did not complement each other at all.
Actually, I prefer the sound of the jeweled bird. It's much more precise. Perhaps we should place it upon the gold perch. Of course, a bird so lavishly adorned will surely look grand inside the emperor.
Fearing that the real Nightingale might fall out of favor, and knowing that it longed to be in the woods, the little girl hatched a plan.
Let's hear the mechanical bird again.
Quick little Nightingale, go little Nightingale, far from him and you and me. Fly little Nightingale, goodbye little Nightingale, go, for now you can be free.
I've heard enough.
Aware of Nightingale's escape, the emperor's courtiers listened to the mechanical bird over and over. Never did its pitch waver, and never did its tempo slow. 30 times she warbled her consistent tune. It was as successful as a real bird, only much prettier to look at, but its golden wings sparkled like jeweled bracelets.
I've heard enough.
But your Majesty, may we hear it once more?
I think the real Nightingale ought to take a turn.
When the emperor and his courtiers turned their attention to the golden perch, their surprise to discover that the precious bird was not there.
Where is my Nightingale? She's gone.
Flown away. Ungrateful bird. How dare she disobey the emperor?
She's vanished! Vanished from the empire!
With respect, Your Majesty, we still have the best Nightingale here. Shall we listen?
Having vanished the real Nightingale, the emperor grew quite fond of the mechanical bird and placed it upon the golden perch beside his throne. The courtiers began to complain, declaring that the jewel bird was a national treasure. The chief of staff told of its great worth. The physician spoke of its healing powers and its music, and the timekeeper marveled at the intricate design of its columns and wheels. But it was the music master who took the most pride about boasting the mechanical prodigy. She wrote 25 detailed books about the artificial bird. Every book was complex, contained words like
Pianissimo.
and.
Diminuendo.
All the citizens pretended to understand because they hoped to appear intelligent. As the year passed, the emperor, the courtiers, and all the Chinese people learned the bird song. They hummed, gurgled, and trilled the famous melody everywhere they went. One evening, as the emperor sat listening to the bird, something went horribly wrong. The emperor summoned his courtiers.
Courtiers? Courtiers, something has happened to the Nightingale. It made the most peculiar noises and then stopped singing.
What kind of noises?
Well, first it went,
Hey, how strange.
and then it sort of went, whir.
How odd.
And I think there was a clunk.
Anything else?
And it ended with a whiz bang snap.
Whiz bang snap.
That can't be good. Physician, is there anything you can do?
I'm afraid not. I don't have any medicine for you.
Timekeeper, perhaps you can help.
And indeed, the timekeeper could help. Quickly, she began examining the bird. It's hard to say for certain what she really did, but after a great deal of poking and tinkering around inside the bird, the timekeeper declared the bird was working again. Kind of.
Yes, the bird has been repaired. May I hear it sing? Perhaps, Your Majesty, but it could be dangerous. You see, the cogs inside are very worn. It cannot be replaced, so it must be used as little as possible. Then it shall only sing once a year. Well, I, for one, assume that the bird is as good as ever and look forward to hearing it sing again.
Next year.
Yes, next year.
5 years passed, and the bird did sing again. 5 more times. But it never sounded quite the same. It had grown tired, and its voice had become strained. The emperor, too, had grown weary. The brave illness had overcome him, and he now lay cold and pale upon his throne. As news of his failing health spread through the land, all of China wept for their beloved emperor. In time, the emperor became so ill that he was not expected to live. Realizing the time had come to move on, China sought out a new emperor.
How long have I been lying here?
For many weeks, Your Majesty.
And how long until I lie here no more?
Not long, Your Majesty. Not long.
Excuse me, Imperial.
Yes?
The time has come for us to greet the new emperor. Everyone has already gone, so we must depart.
I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I have to leave you now.
Go then. You must. You too?
Eventually, the imperial palace was completely empty. Every room and hall was silent. Every door and window still. All alone, the emperor lay cold and pale upon his throne, where his rest was turbulent and fitful, but in his troubled sleep, strange faces began to appear. Some faces were ugly and frightening, others were lovely and kind. They spoke to the emperor with good and bad deeds. They were the voices of the past.
Do you remember this? Do you remember that? We're the voices
Leave an old man in peace. Music! Music! Sound the Chinese gong. Let me hear music so that I may not be haunted by these eerie voices.
But the gong keeper had gone, and the emperor had no strength to strike the gong himself.
Precious bird, sing, pray sing. I placed you upon the golden perch and showered you with praise for these many years. Now sing your tune once more.
But the bird remained silent because the emperor had no strength to wind it up himself. The poor emperor felt as though a great weight was on his chest. He could scarcely breathe.
And with a heavy heart, he closed his eyes, for he believed all hope was lost.
I've come from the forest, near the sea, where my mother lives. Please don't be angry, but I've brought the Nightingale. She's heard of your illness and has a gift for you. What is it? A simple song.
So the nightingale sang to him of hope and comfort. She sang of joy and faith, of love and of peace. Soon the nightingale's music filled the emperor with the strength of life, and he lifted himself up to sit nobly on his golden throne once again.
Thank you, heavenly little bird. I banished you from my kingdom once, and yet you have charmed away the evil voices of my past dreams. How can I ever repay you?
The nightingale told the emperor
Mr. Maisaka, for
doing this.
for us. We couldn't have done it without you, and we really enjoyed being with you, and you guys just made this like the best friends.
This group this morning, as well as this evening, and I'm counting there's about 10 or 12 students that maybe worked with us in first grade. However, the rest were also here for the Buggy Opera back when they were just in first grade. So I know many of you in the audience were here then. If you think of then, or you think of performances all your children have been in over the years. They've come a long way. That is things. You know, a great performance looks effortless, but we know behind the scenes it takes a lot of work. So our thanks once again, Sue Williams, Rob. Rob is from Whitehall Middle School. He's a literacy teacher there. Loves drama. Has been a drama teacher before. We have folks in the back. Raise your hands, please. Paul Varley, Julie Hoffman, Ann Geiler, our music team extraordinaire. Take part in these events. And thank you, David Blake, who's connected to our sound managers. Thank you for sharing your wonderful children with us and your enjoying this.
Grab my stuff, I'll be right back. Oh, is it off?